some news with you. Me and Kathleen Osmore are gonna do a collaboration video, and that's what you're watching right now. We're each gonna do a painting, and then we're gonna show the results, and we're going to sort of react to each other's choices as we go. Sort of like a picture in a picture sort of thing, and I'm really excited to see how this turns out. Kathleen Osmore of Cause Creations is one of my favorite artists out there in the community, and we've gotten together a couple of times. We have each other's paintings, we're big fans of each other, and it's fun to finally work together on something. We'll go with a color scheme, since you're letting me choose, of my go-to favorites: ultramarine blue, iridescent gold, and then that'll probably be my background, and then I'll swipe with more gold and blue and maybe a little bit of indigo and some burnt sienna and some iridescent pearl, all in the golden fluid line because they're the best. All right, so Kathleen, let's do this. All right. Hey, Kathleen, good morning.
Teach, how are you?
Good. I'm so excited. This is going to be awesome.
I am too, honey.
I have had a really good time watching you paint, but I think it'll be fun for us to talk about it at the same time while we watch it together.
Sounds great, sweetie. A little nervous, Teach, a little nervous.
No, this will be fun. So first of all, I'm watching you coat your edges here, and I have tried that technique, and it has been really helpful because I'm always fighting it, not wanting to go off the edge. So I really appreciate you showing that. And your little dance at the beginning was super awesome. I love your energy. You're always having so much fun. I can tell you love to paint.
It's my happy place, darling. I love you.
Yeah. All right. So this is me painting. So I guess I started with the ultramarine and you did the indigo to start. There's a little difference there. Yep.
Yep. But we were close. I got the gold going on the bottom half just like you do. Great minds think alike.
Yeah. And I tilted my canvas here like you talked about doing to help the extra run off instead of puddle. That's been super helpful as well.
Yeah, it also creates some really cool effects sometimes when two paints run together. So it's fun. There we go.
There you are again.
I know. I had so much fun. I was listening to the best music in the background. That's why you see those feet moving every once in a while.
I think that our videos would be so much more popular if we could share the music we listen to, but that darn copyright, right? We'll have to.
I know. Look at that massive gallon of golden gold. Oh my God, I am so jealous of you.
I commit to mixing up some paint, and it lasts. The only problem I have with mixing up such large quantities, and I will tell everybody, is that I do get sometimes little dried bits in there that I have to pick out because it'll like dry around the cap, you know, and then when I pour it, that can fall in. But otherwise, it stays good forever.
That's fantastic. I get the little stick things on my Floetrol Gogh 800. I always have to but I buy the handy strainer from Lowe's, those phone strainers, and I strain everything before.
I've been straining my Floetrol, but not my Gogh 800. Do you also strain your Gogh 800?
I do. When I mix them together, I throw my container is marked to where my Floetrol line is, and then my next line that I mark with tape is my Gogh, and my strainer's already in there, so I just pour the Gogh in there as well. Because the strainers you can only use once, but like a package of 4 or 5 is like 90 cents at Lowe's. So I can't wait to see what you've done here. I'm so excited.
I like that you've broken up.
Those colors were amazing.
Yeah. I like that. You know, I use them a lot, but I
Yeah.
really like that you've broken up the line here on, and you're playing around with a different approach to the background color.
Yeah, well, it was kind of a mistake. I was going to put the blue on the whole, and as I was doing that, I'm like, no, let's get some gold going on down here. So, or I initially would not have done the sides the whole way, but it worked out. It was fun. It took me forever. I mean, it just took me forever to cover that canvas. You can tell here.
What size is that? It looks really big.
You know what? You had asked me to paint on a certain size, but I didn't have the canvas. I think it's a 20 by 20, Courtney, which
Okay.
is my favorite size to paint.
I do. It's funny. I really like painting on square as well, either the really elongated ones or square, but not not the standard proportion for some reason.
Yeah, I
There's
love painting. Like, oh, here, you know, your paints look a little bit more fluid than mine. You put a little bit more GAC 800. What's your ratio on that?
three parts GAC, 2 parts Floetrol, and 1 part paint.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like 75% Floetrol to 25% GAC 800. I tried upping my GAC a little bit, but when I started using the golden paints, which are so fluid, the GAC 800 is more fluid than the Floetrol, and it made my paints more fluid than what I.
You're twiddling your thumbs there. You're like, what should I do?
Painting with my teeth, my mentor. I was nervous, but I was having fun with it.
It's funny how I know it doesn't make for good video, but like we do have to sort of pause and think sometimes. It's not very entertaining, but you got to.
On my videos, there are times when it takes me probably an hour and 45 minutes to finish. And then I condense it a lot of times to about 15 minutes, but I stand back and look at it all the time. I also photograph it, and I have a big comfy chair in my workspace. I photograph it, I sit back, and then I look at my pictures to see what I see in the pictures. That gives me kind of a different perspective on it. Here comes that swipe. Oh,
makes sense. Yeah. I tell you, that's the money shot right there, right?
Yeah. You know what? Yours is silkier than mine.
Okay, so back to our recipe. You said it's 75% Floetrol, 25% GAC, but then you take that mixture and you pour how much paint in there? Is it half and half?
Yeah, 50% paint, 50% pouring medium. If I'm using heavier body metallics, I generally add a little bit more pouring medium to it. I almost never add water though. Almost never. Some of the Deco Art metallics get just a little bit of water to them to thin them down. And it's hard sometimes because when I'm painting with both my golden paints and heavier body paints, the goldens are so fluid that it's difficult to get the other paints to the right consistency without them sinking, you know?
Yeah.
So, challenge.
So based on those ratios, it sounds like you're using a lot more actual pigment paint to pouring medium than I am, which might be another reason that yours or that mine are more fluidy. But honestly, I think sometimes mine are too runny, like it causes problems. And I think that's why I'm fighting the puddling issue and all that.
Well, what's your ratio? What's your ratio of PM to paint when you're using your golden products?
So then if it's 3 to 2 to 1, then it's 5 parts pouring medium to 1 part paint. So that's like,
wow.
Yeah.
only 1/6 of my mixture is paint. So that, but I mean, with the golden, the pigment load is so much more that it's not like, it doesn't get overpowered, and it doesn't weaken the amount of pigment. That's so pretty. It looks like blue fire in your swipe there. And I gotta say, I know we're not really even paying attention to our paintings right here, but I gotta say, I'm really impressed with your ability to. So
impressed with my dancing?
yes, I am impressed with your dancing. But also, oh, look, there she goes. Yeah, girl, get it.
I've got some
I wish you could hear the music. I'm impressed with your level of precision and neatness, and how you can get the paper towel to line up just perfectly. And I know that's just a matter of being careful. I'm just not careful. My mom always said I'm a bull in a china shop, and I am with painting as well. It's like, if, I don't know, but I like how you got different sizes of paper towel, and it looks nice. And I like that, what you just did there with that little interrupted swipe that stops. I think that adds some interest. And I think you're about to do another one.
Yeah, the reason I did that, and you'll see it better once I tilt it, was I was trying to get your little like flippy thing that comes up when you swipe your little string. And if you look closely, I got it, and I wasn't going to touch that. Leave it there.
Yeah, you got one right there.
Yeah.
Have you looked at it up close?
A question, Courtney. You don't ever torch your paintings?
No, but I do keep a heat gun handy in case I see air bubbles, and I'll pop them with air bubbles. Is that what you're doing? Just to so I feel like most people use torches for bringing the silicone to the surface, and I don't have any silicone, so I don't need it, and you don't either.
No.
But I mean, certainly it would help to pop any air bubbles, but I use the heat gun sometimes for that.
Yeah, I use the torch because I mix my paints every morning before I paint. The only thing that I usually pre-mix is my pouring mediums because I use so much of it. So from the stirring, there's a good amount of air bubbles in there. So I torch for air bubbles, but I have also torched. I recently did a cloud pour, and it was really cool, and I wanted it to look like it was in the galaxy with stars around it. So I took my torch and I put an over torch in a ring around the ring pour, and it looked like a galaxy of stars. So what it did is it brought up paint from the bottom up to the top. It was weird. Either that or it just pushed the top down through the bottom. I don't know what happened, but you can make some cool effects with your torch if you over torch, but you got to be careful.
I've messed around. Okay, so multiple things. First of all, back to your painting. I love that you tilted it and got that jagged line that sort of mimics what's going on at the top with the gold and the blue. So with the cloud pour, I can't wait to watch your video on the cloud pour because I don't know anything about that stuff. And then the other thing I wanted to say was the torch. The only time I've ever played around with a torch was when I was doing resin, because you have to torch the air bubbles out with the resin. And I because again I'm so messy, I ended up ruining 3 torches with resin. I would get resin all over the torch, and then it would quit working. I'm just so messy, but. That's gorgeous. I love the contrast that you got there with the dark blue.
Thank you. It's just, I wanted the upper line to be a little bit more jagged like the center line, but I didn't want to tilt it to mess up my center line. So I ended up jagging it up kind of manually. But yeah, these were just wonderful colors that you picked. Courtney, I get to pick the next ones.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
I I need to break out of my comfort zone because I really only have like two color schemes right now. It's either this or my silvers and browns and gold. Do I
And
put gold in there? I put gold in there.
and those color schemes are at such opposite ends of things. You go from this bold and bright. Look at those drips. I love your drips, girl. Oh, you're doing
Yeah,
it
too.
again. You added
Well,
more pearl.
yeah, because I really like the halo effect you get with that horizon right there in that one corner. So I'm trying to get it in the other spot too. How it looks like it's glowing.
Uh-huh. It's
So I'm trying to
beautiful. You've got
didn't.
more of that copper color going on than I do. I wanted mine to come up a little bit more, but I was a little shy with it because I was afraid it would eat up my painting. So I went a little shy. I wish I had gone back and added another line of what was our red, our copper
The burnt
color?
sienna. Burnt sienna.
Yeah.
It's tricky. Sometimes it really adds the perfect amount of oomph, but other
Mhm.
times it can take over. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
tricky.
Look
That
at
one.
yours. I loved your burnt sienna coming through here, right on your line and over on the left side. What are you doing? Are you noodling? Are you noodling?
I think I'm just thinking. Look at me. I'm just staring at it. It might be done. I don't know. I added the extra white line and didn't really swipe it. And what? I think I might be done. Am I done?
You.
Oh, I'm
You're
so
thinking.
hmm, I might just be tilting to see if there's puddling. I think I'm done.
Pretty.
Hmm.
It's beautiful. Were you pleased?
Yeah, I'm happy with this. Yeah. Yeah, I am. I like this is sort of upside down of the orientation. We'll look at it again in a bit. I really like your little blue tendrils that you pulled down with the popsicle sticks. That's fun.
Well, I was trying to mimic what was on there at the bottom of the canvas. So, yeah, here's so you can see I wish more of that copper had come through like it did on yours.
It's hard to predict. I did another painting that's more like just without the gold, what you have down here at the bottom where it's just the pearl and the blue and the brown. And it
Mhm.
almost it I don't know, it almost needs the gold to counteract the brown. Otherwise it looks too red, doesn't it?
Yeah. Gold is one of my challenging colors. A lot of people are really into that extreme 24 karat gold that's out there by Deco Art. And
Uh,
it just it's a bossy color. It takes over everything and it'll creep into your bedroom at night if you're not careful because that gold is just so in your face, you know? And a lot of times when I use it, I'll turn my head and I'll look back at my canvas after I paint it, and that gold jumps out at me so much that it takes my eye away from so many other colors. The yellows and the gold and the blue here work, oh, I think so pretty together.
yeah, but that sounds distracting what you're describing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yellow's a bold color. It jumps
Mhm.
out. If you look across a landscape, the yellow in that landscape is going to catch your eye before any
Mhm.
other color, other than white. I think white is probably the brightest of all colors out there, and one of my favorites. Yours too, that iridescent pearl. It's like it's
Mm.
very hard to do a painting without it.
Oh, you scared me when you tilted it to the side there. I was like, oh no, you're gonna mess up your little dribblies. If I did that with my really fluid recipe, it would totally make those sag and waver, but yours is definitely thicker. Yay, look, you're dancing, you're done. Yay!
I was listening to
Awesome.
some
Look at
country
you
music.
shaking your back. Yay. That's
Yeah,
gorgeous. Nope, you're like, nope.
awesome. I think we're done. Were you done?
Yeah, I've got some dried shots coming up, and I think I've got some finished shots of yours too before it was dried coming up. We can.
That you? Oh my God, you got your sister and you too, honey.
I found
That's
one
beautiful.
footage of me dancing. It's short, but I wiggled my butt for a second. All right, so this is mine. Some close-ups.
Look at that cup. Oh my God, does that play well in there, Courtney?
Right there where it's on top of the pearl. I love that spot right there.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And
And
I love your drips. I just love your drips.
yeah, me too. Sometimes they look like little flowers. I've got a painting coming up where it was like an explosion of drips, and I actually did sort of make them into part of the landscape. I can't wait to show that. All right, so there's a side shot. Just get I like the contrast of the dark blue with the white along the middle there.
It looks so silky, so smooth. Beautiful, honey.
Thank you.
That was so much. I had
It
a blast.
Yeah, me too. We'll definitely have to do this again. And I think that the viewers will enjoy hearing our conversation about what works for us and what we're learning from each other. And we don't have to like steal ideas from each other. We are learning from each other, and it's great, right? Like you
100%.
got-
That's really important. Important, and I am grateful for that.
and there's some shots of your finished piece. I love that soft, jagged line in the middle. It gives your eye a place to rest. It's so pretty.
It's fun. They're similar, but they're so different.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I
Beautiful.
tell you, most of the time, if I try to recreate the same painting the exact same way, it's going to be so different too, right? Like that's what's great about this whole medium is it's unpredictable. You can sort of swing it in a direction, but it also does what it wants.
I know. And that's part of what makes it fun. I agree. Teach, I'm so glad you invited me to do this, honey. Thank you so much.
Thank you for participating. All right.
Anytime, girl. I pick the colors next time, though. Deal?
Okay. Sounds good. You got anything in mind?
Let me think on it. I'll noodle over it and let you know.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
Okay.
Happy
Talk to you later.
painting, girl. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, did you know that I have a Patreon now as well as a Teespring account? You can support me by becoming a patron, or you could buy some merch. There's a banner down below where you can buy t-shirts, hoodies, tank tops, kids shirts, also coffee mugs. Also, if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe and click the bell if you want to get notified of my next videos. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye.